Oh, there's this to the corner. What the fuck? Second place, and Goku's just falling down the order now as well as Hero gets up into P3. Pepper's gonna go down the inside for the lead here in Indianapolis. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pumu IndyCar Series. We're here at lap 5 here at Road Atlanta for what is essentially going to be the, basically the preseason finale, final preseason race of the year. Pepper is up in the lead. There he is, in that good old yellow and black car. Has King right on his tail. We have a newcomer to the series, CC. He's been making his ways through the Pumu Stock Car Championship so far this year, but he'll be looking to make a name for himself here in the IndyCar Series as well, maybe hone some of his skills, and we go on board with Pepper here once this good old spectate system allows me to. So there we go, on board with Pepper now. A new system of track limits penalties as well for this season being tested today. As you see at the top of the screen, it says take it easy and don't CC, obviously. There it goes, it gets changed to 30cc. Here, if we open it, you can see that the second number in the leaderboard here is the number of corner cuts people have, and the penalty, I believe, for exceeding that number, is going to be a drive-through penalty, I believe, through the pit lane, which could be devastating in the middle of the race, especially for some of these drivers. Who is this? I believe you're Big. Big is also in this race, however, I, for some reason, cannot track him. Oh, there we go. Well, we're right on board with Big, sorry. There we see the leaderboard in the top left. That leaderboard updates every time they cross the line. He's currently side by side with Dambo, who is another newcomer to the series at this moment. Side by side through the chicane. Road Atlanta. I believe this is Road Atlanta. I will be checking. Really, I believe I've just misclicked some. I have. Okay, please ignore that. I'm very, very new to... I'm very rusty, I should say. So yeah, we're here at Road Atlanta. And it probably took me a little bit longer to remember than it probably should have. I'm not entirely sure why all the cars are bouncing around like they are at the moment, but it is just sort of how it goes. We'll actually get on to the halo cam here of Big, who's currently starting to catch up to Pumpkin and Zero a little bit. Both of them made their way through the season last year as well. Both of them, well, actually, I believe Pumpkin is also active in the Pumu Stock Car Championship. I believe he may have made the chase as well, which is essentially just the playoffs. If you hear me typing, it is because I am going to fix something here. But actually, I believe Big has Dambo back on his inside, and we'll get on the camera as Dambo likes to make a move down the inside. Is not able to get it done, but Big goes wide. That might open the door for him. Still trying to fix something here. So more. Actually, a nice little battle happening just ahead of them with Zero and Pumpkin, and we will I was gonna, oh, there we go, I have Pumpkin. So we will watch this camera from the trackside, and watch this battle from the trackside cameras for now. Pumpkin and Zero, both of them, if I recall, both of them had pretty average seasons last year. Nothing entirely impressive. I could be wrong, and I could be getting some angry messages after this race. But if my memory serves me correctly, I believe that to be the case. Yeah, it was a pretty tight qualifying session that I wasn't exactly able to attend, unfortunately. I'll have to open a channel real quick to see what the order was, because I know he posted, it's in this, isn't it? Yeah. It wouldn't make sense that the qualifying results are probably in the qualifying, or probably in the results channel. There we see it, the leaderboard, actually, King was about 2/10 faster this lap. So it'll be interesting to see here in a few moments if King is actually catching him. We'll actually go to King, see how he's doing here. My game disagreed with that idea. King sporting a DraftKings livery this season, it seems. A very nice one, I must add. Definitely looks like one of the higher I mean, that bit on the side part could use a little bit of work, but hey, I mean, for a livery, it is pretty solid. Looking at the qualifying order, Danbo has made his way up the field just a little bit. Qualified in 11th. We only have 11 drivers here. He's in 8th place right now. Findsy actually qualified in 6th, and he's down to 9th. And King and Pepper here, they qualified 1 and 2. Pepper had a much better lap this lap here. So, something drastic must have happened while I was talking. I did not notice it. Which is going to look really funny, in the, gonna look really funny soon. When this video, of course, comes out and all. We will get rid of the names for now. And we will go back to the Danbo and Big battle going on. Here we go. There's Big trying to chase down Danbo again. 3DS is up the hill and towards this sort of double apex corner. These two both running and sporting a very... Oh, Danbo runs wide there. Maybe trying to get a better exit out of this straight here. We will switch to the onboard camera of Big here as they go down this long back stretch and towards the chicane. Final 3 corners of this track here. Big looked like he was going to be able to capitalize on that wide moment, but I mean, he goes wide himself actually, and he goes off into... I'm not entirely sure where he's going. Is Big retiring? It seems Big might be retiring from this race, and he is. So Big out of this race. And I was going to look to see what his corner cut number was, because I believe I read something that said something along the lines that he met the number, but he left before I could. Speaking of corner cut numbers, we look at the leaderboard real quick, we'll see that Danbo is 29 out of 30 corner cuts allowed. He would get a 5-second penalty if he goes over that number. Big, I think, retired because he did get a penalty and he didn't want to deal with it, which is, odd. Danbo looked to have took a bit of a questionable line. He did, because he will reach that number 30 on the corner cut tracker there. So, And we saw a very decent battle between Big and Danbo, but a 5-second penalty spoils the party for Big, and just a bit of a ill-timed engine failure or something, I guess. Oh, this is one of the ICRL cars. I was not aware that Danbo drove for ICRL. Then again, I haven't really paid attention that much to the signings channel, if I'm being honest. But it definitely looks like a very decent livery. Looking at it, it seems that Sticky or Findsy are making their way towards getting a penalty themselves. Speaking of Findsy, we will go on board with him here. Goes wide out the chicane, he's actually gonna get a 5-second penalty as well now. I am unaware if these drivers are gonna have to make a pit stop this race. I would have to assume they will. But you never really know with the strategies. Some of these strategists on these teams can make anything happen, really. But finds he running the same livery he ran last year, and no, and I don't mean that in an offensive way. It is a very solid livery. Cam 3 seems to just be at the finish line, which I will have to remember that later. Pepper, the King does seem to have fallen off in pace quite a bit. Doesn't make sense to talk about him and not point him as he goes wide and hits the wall. I imagine that he's starting to suffer through some tire wear right about now, but he has been gradually losing time to Pepper throughout this race. And we will actually turn our attention, if I'm able to the battle between Pumpkin and Zero, or what I thought was a battle. However, I don't see Pumpkin anywhere near Zero like the leaderboard has suggested. And that's because he isn't. So Pumpkin has definitely had some sort of issue in this last lap that has put him way behind Zero, and I'm not sure what that issue was, but that is going to be very costly for him. And yeah, but I mean, look how spread out the field is. Very spread. Zero's actually managed to catch up to Danbo as well, who I believe had a 5-second penalty still. But I'm quite surprised that Zero was able to make up that type of gap. Oh, hard into the wall as I begin to talk about him. Hard into the wall, that is going to allow Danbo to catch up to him. I think that was a little bit of a bump there between the two through this double apex corner. And well, Zero, he was able to get past Danbo quite peacefully, I imagine. However, now he's going to have to face some pretty hard pressure from him. Here, going into the chicane. You would think the chicane would be one of the overtaking spots of this track, but it's just not heavy enough of a braking zone to get an overtake done unless you're basically right on their bumper. And even then, you have to send it, and sending it, you risk a corner cut penalty, as there we see Danbo actually approaching number 40 on the corner cut tracker. That would put him into a drive, that would force him into a drive-thru, and he actually has reached that number, so Danbo will have to serve a drive-thru, I imagine, either this lap or in the next 3 laps. Yeah, a little bit of a new penalty system. King has... What has happened to King? King has fallen way off behind. And King is in pit road, and he's actually retiring. Or no, he's just respawning his car for some odd reason. So King into pit road. I guess a few problems with the pitting system. Zero also into pit road, so we are in pit cycle season. Pumpkin stays out. Sir Brope or Doge, I believe it is actually. Stays out as well. And there we see Zero exiting pits now. So Pepper, your leader so far, he has yet to pit this lap. And Pepper actually has issues. Our race leader has issues. He's stopped on the front stretch. CC is in pit road though. What has happened to our race leader? Here we see, I believe that was King who managed to get past him, so Pepper has lost out big time here. Here we see an interesting outfit for our track marshal. Pepper is reporting that he might have ran out of fuel. So a couple of issues will bring the caution out. And I mean, I think that's a very responsible decision considering Pepper is basically set right on the racing line. And there, I knew it was gonna happen. Sticky has ran into Pepper, who was stopped. And I believe this might be a battle for the lead on the restart here between King and what I can only imagine to be... No, CC will lead the restart, so excuse me, this is a battle for second, but King is going to grab it just ahead of Doge. And so CC, from debut to the lead here. There we see Pepper's car getting, quote-unquote, worked on there. On the left side of the track there. An interesting turn of events here at Road Atlanta. We have potential for a red flag here in a few moments from what I could read in chat. Yeah, so just a momentary red flag will come out as I believe it is still issues with... Well, it can't be issues with Pepper because Pepper is now joining the field. Sticky somehow 2 laps behind. I believe he respawned his car for his pit stop, which I think a lot of drivers has done. So DSA our race director telling the drivers if they need to respawn their car to just respawn it. So this is essentially just a free pit stop for everyone. But this has jumbled up the order quite a bit. This is, well, obviously an engine failure like that, if assuming it was an engine failure. An engine failure of that sort is going to be disastrous for Pepper, but even more so now that 4 people basically sit in front of him when he was in the lead just a few laps ago. And here we go. We begin pacing here. CC will be our leader, followed by King. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to use the track command, try to figure out this order here. Okay, there we go. Only 8 cars remain in the field. CC will be our leader, followed by King, Doge, Pumpkin, Zero, Pepper, Fighting Z, and Sticky. And this really has been disastrous for our race leader, Pepper. From basically the lead to starting towards the back of the field, this is not the start he would have imagined here. Actually, Pumpkin and 0 get it and get together as they start to check up a little bit. Yeah, here we go. So, no 5-second penalties anymore, it's just a 40 corner cut drive-through is what I believe is being told to the drivers right now. Got a little confused by what that message is. I believe we'll be going green here in a moment, and we are. So green flag back in the air here at Road Atlanta. CC will be our leader. And it looks like it has been a very good start for him. We'll turn our attention to just behind him in that DraftKings car, King. Looking to chase him down, take the lead. He started this race on pole. I'm sure he would love to have the lead once again. Oh, but he's gonna get pressure behind him as Doge is gonna go around the outside or try to get a better corner from him. That's gonna allow Pepper on his inside, though. Look at Pepper. What a move from Pepper there. He's gonna have to be careful to avoid this wall, and he will. So Pepper gets a very opportunistic move done on Doge to move up into third. Already working his way up the field, and I mean, that's what happens when you're dominant. We will actually go on board with Pepper. Through the chicane they go. He gets a much better exit. Actually, King and Pepper get a much better exit than CC. King's gonna take the lead. Pepper's gonna be on his outside. Even though he's marked a lap down, he will still be battling for the leader. Side by side through turn 1, all of them go wide except for CC. They're gonna have to be careful to watch their CCs here. Through the S's they go, still side by side for second place here. I believe Pepper's gonna get the move done here on the exit, and he will as CC hits the wall. CC's probably gonna fall behind. I believe it would be Pumpkin behind him, but now Pepper has only one car ahead of him, and he is looking to get this move done as soon as possible. I know there are a couple of graphics on the screen in between in between us and an amazing view of his ability to catch up to King or not here. But we'll just have to work with it. Through the chicane they go. It's a very bumpy ride, but he's gonna get a huge exit, a huge run on King. He's gonna give him a little bump on the back, which will allow King to hold off for a moment. With 6 laps to go, how long will he be able to hold him off? Through turn 1 they go. We see just the difference of lines these two drivers are taking. With Pepper taking a much tighter line, it looks to have not worked for him either. We'll just ignore that I am a part of the leaderboard now. I am in last place, which admittedly is probably pretty fair. But look at Pepper. He is taking advantage of every inch on and off of the track to catch up to King here. And with this 40 corner cut limit, what I think is going to allow drivers to do is we're gonna start seeing some strategic corner cuts here and there. Through the chicane we go, and Pepper, I mean, I don't know what Pepper's doing differently, but he's just able to take it so much better. And King through the final corner onto the front stretch. 5 to go here. Or would it be 6? I'm not sure. Through turns 1, Pepper learns from his mistake from last lap, almost gets the run on him, isn't able to capitalize on it, but he'll be right on the gearbox of King through the S's and out the S's. It's going to be interesting to see if Pepper's going to look to make a move into this double apex corner. He's going to look for the outside line, try to get a better run through the corner. King's going to go defensive. That's going to allow Pepper to get a better line. He's going to push him, but he's not able to push him out the way. He's going to hit the inside wall, and King will still hold on to the lead. But that was close between the two. Meanwhile, just behind them, I believe that is Pumpkin, CC, and possibly Doge in third, all battling for that final podium position. We'll see. Oh, Pumpkin! Much better line through the chicane. He's going to take the lead before they get him onto the front stretch. What a move! No, I'm almost certain that that costed him a corner cut, and it did. There we see a car into pit road. I believe that would have been Pumpkin. I am unsure as to why he's into pit road. Oh, Pumpkin serving a drive-thru actually. So that is why he accepted his fate. Now will King have anything that he can respond to Pepper with? He's gonna he's gonna respond immediately as soon as I say that. A much better corner there through the double H Pets corner. He's gonna be right on his gear, but down the backstretch and into the chicane. Will he look for a move similar to Pepper? They're both weaving side by side, trying to figure out which way each driver's gonna go. King's gonna look for the inside. No, he's not. He's just gonna try to capitalize on a good exit. He's gonna go a little bit wide, but it's still pretty neck and neck between these two drivers. 27 out of 30 laps done across the line. And it is going to come down to the wire for these two drivers. And these two drivers, they need to be careful with their corner cuts here. King with 36, Pepper with only 32. And I'm absolutely sure that they're going to burn through those numbers if they need to. Oh, King into the wall. That's going to cost him. And Pepper's going to be able to build a huge gap because of it. King needs to move on from that mistake, though. It was a mistake indeed, but he needs to just keep his head down. God, I'm sorry. He needs to keep his head down. if he wants any chance to win this race. However, that may have been the nail in the coffin for him. And out of the chicane, that gap continues to grow between these two drivers if King isn't too careful. King needs to go into a little bit of a desperado mode, but he needs to be a little bit careful because here comes Doge, right on his right on his tail through the S's. Where has Doge come from? Oh, King into the wall again. That was much harder than the first time he did it just a lap ago, and that's gonna allow Doge to make a very easy overtake into second. Oh, but what's happening with Doge? It sounds like some sort of engine or is he lifting to let King back through? Could be a little bit of some sort of team strategy here. Maybe Doge and King are teammates and I'm too stupid to realize that. But they're both pretty neck and neck on pace here. King, I do think that Doge has definitely let a very easy second place go, though. But I believe it is all in good favor for the team. King needs to be careful. He is right on the verge of that 40 corner cut limit, though. He absolutely needs to be careful. It's not really a matter of King versus Pepper for the win now. It's King versus his corner cuts. And because of that lift from Doge, that has allowed CC to catch back up. However, I believe King may have reached the 40 corner cut limit. He may have to serve a corner cut now. And here we go to the inside of the corner into pit road. That is going to be disaster for him. From battling for the lead to basically just disaster for King. We have seen disaster for leaders twice this race. And it's been a very good race for a lot of these drivers, a very bad race for others. Doge, very opportunistic. And I wonder if that was a strategic move by Doge. If he knew that King was on the corner cut limit and knew that he wouldn't have to battle him that hard. Regardless, Into the final chicane, Pepper goes downhill and through the right kink and across the line. Pepper will win here at Road Atlanta, and it will be Doge in second. A very opportunistic move from Doge, and CC will of course move up into third. King will probably be forced down, even possibly even below fifth or sixth. We'll actually see. No, he will hold on to fifth place. I'm unsure where Findsy is actually. Well, Findsy's just going through final corner now as well. He will get sixth position, and I believe the rest of the grid is set because Zero does not. Oh no, there goes Zero. So Sticky and Zero battling for essentially bragging rights to not being last, but unfortunately for him, not how it works. And there you have it, folks. You have it. That was, of course, the preseason finale here in the Pumu IndyCar Series. We should be starting to see a lot more videos. I'm going to get out from under the map now. Should see a handful more of these videos coming soon. And as I predicted, Pepper did burn through the rest of the corner cuts that he was allowed as he finishes the race with 39. Sorry, as I interrupt myself for the fourth time. Should see some more of these videos coming out as the season starts back up. But other than that, I'm Finical, and this has been the Pumu IndyCar Series. Thank you for watching. And I am pretty sure that I will work on getting a post made for the schedule. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.